It's late at night. The wind is still. The world is silent. And then, a scream cuts through the darkness. Not human. Not animal. Something else. A sound so chilling, it makes your blood run cold. If you ever hear it, it means death is coming. This is the legend of the Banshee. And if she calls your name, it's already too late. Who is the Banshee? The Banshee is one of the most feared spirits in Irish folklore. She is a harbinger of death, a ghostly woman who appears before tragedy. Some say she is a guardian, warning families before a loved one dies. Others believe she is something much darker. A spirit that feeds on sorrow, drawn to death like a moth to a flame. She is always seen before someone takes their last breath. But it is her scream that will haunt you forever. Real encounters with the Banshee. For centuries, people have claimed to hear her wail. And those who didn't live long enough to tell the tale. The scream before the storm. In 1965, an Irish fisherman named Eamon O'Connell was out at sea when he heard a sound in the wind. A piercing wail that made his skin crawl. The other sailors went pale. "It's the Banshee," one of them whispered. The men turned back immediately. But Eamon? He laughed. "Just the wind," he said. That night, a storm ripped through the coast. Eamon's boat never made it back. His body was found days later, washed up on the shore. And his family? They remembered hearing something the night before. A woman crying outside their window. The old woman in the graveyard. In 1998, a man named Connor Doyle was walking home past an old cemetery. He saw a woman in white, kneeling by a grave. Her long silver hair moved in the wind. She was crying softly. Connor stepped closer, asking if she needed help. But as she turned to face him, his breath caught in his throat. Her face was sunken and hollow. Her eyes were black voids. She opened her mouth, and a scream so loud, so unnatural, filled the air. Connor ran. 2 days later, his mother died in her sleep. The doctors called it natural causes. But Connor? He knew better. He had seen the Banshee. The O'Reilly family cursed The banshee is said to follow certain families, especially those with Irish blood. In 2003, a woman named Caitlin O'Reilly received a chilling phone call from her aunt. "Did you hear it?" her aunt whispered. "The crying outside my window last night." Caitlin brushed it off. Probably just an animal. But the next morning, her aunt collapsed in her kitchen. A heart attack. Sudden. Unexplained. At the funeral, Caitlin's grandmother took her hand and whispered, "Our family has heard that cry for generations. And every time someone dies." Caitlin still remembers the night before her aunt passed. The wind was still. The world was silent. And then, she swears she heard a soft, wailing cry. How to survive the banshee's scream. If you ever hear a woman crying outside your window at night, do not look. Do not open the door. Do not follow the sound. Because the moment you see her, the curse begins. Some believe you can banish her with prayers or holy water. Others say it doesn't matter. Because once the banshee has chosen you, death is already on its way. And when you hear her scream, it's already too late.